Welcome to the Hudson County Show. Pat O'Melia here. You, a concerned Hudson County resident there. That's why we do this show, because you're concerned. You're concerned, that's why you watch. Now, if you're so concerned that you have issues in Hudson County, we're very good at helping you with that. You got a problem countywide in the municipalities of Hudson, you have a consumer issue, we are here to help. You just go to our website, HMG TV Shows, send me an email, I'll be happy to help you. And we do a pretty good job with that. Also, if you got some news tips, you got some story ideas, email it. If you have questions during the show, we can take your questions live here via your Facebook and your Twitter. Twitter, you get us. There it is, JC Hudson Media. You can watch us, and we're doing this live. You're watching it in Jersey City live on 190 Comcast. We do this live on livestream.com. Download the app. It's free. You can watch us on your smartphone, your tablet, your web-enabled television. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Apple TV, Google Chromecast, all these streaming services we're live on. Today, we got a fairly busy show. We're going to talk about the school shootings, gun control, gun tightening. President Trump had some ideas on how to protect the schools. We got to beware of knee-jerk reactions. We really need some sensibility. Let me go some of the stuff we got here. Do you realize North Bergen, New Jersey is the 6th safest city in New Jersey? The 6th safest, and the safest in Hudson County. Kudos to Chief Dow and Mayor Sacco and the gang. For Bayonne, on April the 26th, we will host the live mayoral debate. Right now, you got Jimmy Davis and Jason O'Donnell. There is some rumors of Mayor Smith. I've been waiting for the Davis camp to get back to me to confirm a date. They didn't, so now we're going to pick it. Now, as with any debate, I cannot force anybody to come. Who's here will participate. Somebody who's not here, on a debate of that stature, live on all these streaming services, and then we'll replay it on Comcast Cable, Infinity, whatever this was, Altice, Xfinity, Optimum, whatever, we'll play it there. I seen the Black Panther movie last night. Good movie. Kind of slow, I thought. Good action, good CGI, good acting all around, but they could have picked up that pace a little. I'm a Marvel guy. Is it the best Marvel movie of all time? No. It's not the Avengers. It's not Captain America First Avengers. I think I would put it ahead of Iron Man 3, but it was not the best. They could have really picked up the pace a little better. There was some droughts in there. But it was a good movie. It's doing like over $200 million. I think internationally another $300 million. So there'll be a lot more Black Panther movies to come. And I want to make sure I remind you guys, we got to put this on the trail at the end of our credits. After our show, Med Center, one of our other productions, goes on at 1 p.m. We're from 12 to 1. At 1 o'clock, you got the Med Center on your Comcast cable network here, Channel 190. You can watch Med Center with Joe Scott and the gang from the Jersey City Medical Center. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and large inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712. I'm back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I had to go get my watch. I have various watches I use. When I broadcast, you'll notice I always wear the gold watch. Birthday present from my daughter. Except if I'm in the other Ready to Roll studios, you'll probably see my silver watch. Let's go to the school shootings. The ones that just occurred in Florida, the Cruz kid, 19-year-old, went back to his former high school and shot the place up. there are, everybody's getting a take on this. It's been dominating the news, as it should. We have 17 young people dead and 20 others were injured. Fortunately, none of the injuries were fatal. So thankfully, and there was good job by the medical crews, medical staff. There was some critical, but everybody survived. This is the 18th school shooting this year. And as I said on Tuesday's show, yeah, we have to ask, why are kids killing kids? And that's what we have here. You know, when this kid went into that high school, he was shooting kids that he recognized, kids he knew from class, kids that he probably shared a class with. What is the mindset here? You know, they're talking about tightening gun rules and changing the age and all the things we discussed on our Tuesday show, bringing the age up to 21. We have to figure out what we want to concentrate on, the person or the weapon. And why are kids killing kids? So we got to ponder that a bit. Why are these shooters going back to the schools? Why are these shootings happening in the schools? And I didn't see anybody come up with a take on that. These kids, and then you're 19 years old, you're an adult, but still, he's a kid. In my eyes, he's a kid. Why are these school shooters going back to their schools? What is the connection? What's magnetically bringing them back to do harm in the schools where, if you think back to your high school days, it was probably the best time of your lives. You may not have realized it 100% at that time, but you enjoyed your high school years. You had a great time, and to many it was better than their college years. You made lifelong friends in high school. Today, after the show here, an old friend of mine passed on, a guy, Kenny Oswald, Jersey City guy, real blue-collar, roughneck kind of guy, just passed on. I think Kenny was like 72 years old. These type of people, you know, you grew up with, you learned, you went to school, they're lifelong friends. I don't understand why these kids are going back to what was probably one of the greatest points of their life, where their friends were, where their activities were, where their sports were, where they played football, basketball, where they had their chemistry classes, where their glee clubs, all that. What is the pull to go back to that school? It's not just for a body count. You know, it's not, well, I'm going to go there. There's a lot of bodies there, and I can get body count. You can get a body count, and I hate to say this, but theater, the malls, any place where there are parks, there's people everywhere. If you just want a body count, you can get the body count. You can go up, you know, anywhere in Hudson County, Kennedy Boulevard, Journal Square, down Newport section, Weehawken. You go by the train terminals, whatever you want. You can find bodies to shoot at. But these individuals are going back to the schools. I don't know what that connection is. I'm not a mental health person, but there's something. Maybe, you know, the way our political correctness is now, we're not allowed to profile anymore. There's some sort of a connection. Why are they going back to the schools? Now, every news report from ABC to NBC to the streaming news shows to Fox, everybody's talking about gun control, banning guns, banning assault rifles, AR-15s, changing the age. You know, because someone abuses a right, and it's your Second Amendment, it's all part of the Constitution. These are the civil rights that we hold dearly as Americans. They are the founding principles of the United States of America, the greatest country in the world. Of course, one individual abuses a right doesn't mean we take these rights away from everyone, or we restrict these rights for everyone, or we tighten these rights up. You know, there are millions and millions of legal gun owners in the United States of America, and overwhelming majority, like 99%, are law-abiding. You know, they're not out there shooting people. It's a small percentage, but there is that percentage. You know, it's like Chris Rock in a stand-up routine he did, you know, talking about bad cops. And, you know, if you've seen me with Director Shea, you know, we had 11 cops in Jersey City that were abusing off-duty jobs, no-show jobs, and they were getting paid. And I said that's just a small percentage of the entire Jersey City police force, like 950. Well, Chris Rock did a stand-up, and he was talking about bad cops and the small percentage. He goes, well, you can't have bad cops. It's like American Airlines. You can't have bad pilots. You can't say, well, most of our pilots are good. Just a small percentage fly in the mountains. Yeah, that's right. So maybe I have to revisit that. But for the most part, these law-abiding people, they're protecting their homes. They're protecting their family. Should we have AR-15s? Should assault weapons be available to the average Joe, the general public? I don't think so. But who am I to tell somebody how to protect their home and their family? If they feel they need this type of weapon for protection, who am I to say they shouldn't? And they're entitled by our amendments, our Constitution, our civil rights. You know, you have the right to bear arms. And it is one of the founding principles of the United States. Who am I to tell anybody how to protect? I don't believe we need that, but, you know, if you want to have a 9mm, a 38 or a 45, something of that nature to protect your home, I don't have a problem with that. But there are indicators that we should pay attention to. Like this kid Cruz, in a very short span of time, he had assembled an arsenal. The guy in Vegas who killed 58 people, in a very short span of time, he assembled an arsenal. And they bought the guns legally. So we have a paper trail of individuals in a very short span of time acquired 8, 10, 30 rifles, shotguns, assault weapons. Maybe those people need a visit. Maybe, you know, if you're buying that many guns at a time, maybe the government said, you know, we should probably stop by and talk to that person. Why do you need, over the course of 3 months, 14 weapons? You know, what is going on in your life that you need 14 weapons? Now, some of these people, they could be gun enthusiasts. You know, if you were to buy 14 cars in the course of 1 year, an individual, your insurance company, the government's going to wonder why, because you don't have a dealer's license or something like that. But you can buy 14 weapons in 3 or 4 months, and that seems to be okay. That should be a red flag. That should be a visit. Why does something like the guy in Vegas, he, you know, right up to the, you know, a couple of days before he did the shooting, he was up there buying these guns. All right, we're going to break for commercial. We'll pick this up when we get back. You're watching a Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunnelly Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
The Jersey City Medical Center. You know it for its award-winning, life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show, and you're watching it live. It's live on live stream. It's live on Comcast 190. It's live on Google Chromecast. It's live on YouTube. It's live on Facebook. It's live. Let's get back to school shootings. Maybe that's the case. Now, we were just talking during the commercial that the trail for gun sales is all paper. It's not electronic. Maybe we can digitize that. But once you start giving your personal information and it gets in the digital world, it's out there for public consumption. It's like the medical records. And the problem with things digital or in the cloud is they constantly get hacked. Everything gets hacked now. That's why cash will always rule, because you can't hack cash. But no matter where you're purchasing or where your information is, someone hacks it. Xperia, whatever, Target, wherever it is, they're getting your information. So I can appreciate a concern. But I guess if you're buying deadly weapons, maybe we put the digital trail on there. Maybe there's a way well, it's not a way. We can track these. Maybe that's the first step. We digitize the sales. You know, every state has different gun rules, but federally, we can digitize the sales. And if we see that, you know, Joe Maruski over here just bought 10 guns in the last 3 weeks, we should go see Joe Maruski. Why do you need 10 guns? And the idea of banning guns or restricting or taking everybody's guns away, if somebody's hell-bent on murdering people, like you've seen in New York, they're going to get a pickup truck or a cube van or a big car, or you had a couple of knuckleheads emptying gunpowder. They wanted to build a bomb to do some harm. And you can go on the internet and get the plans for a good bomb. And, we don't ban cars when there are pedestrian fatalities or drunk driving. So I'm not sure the weapon is what we need to concentrate on. We should probably tighten things up a little. And the digitalized purchasing, so we can keep tabs on how many guns you're buying. If somebody buys 3,000 rounds, bullets, maybe we ask, why do you need 3,000 bullets? That sort of thing. Is it the person or the weapon? Now, the Cruz kid, there were clues all over. But how do you accumulate all these clues to make a decision? Because we have those civil rights. There are mental health issues involved. I know the president was recently talking about restricting guns to people with mental health issues. Well, the problem is that's private between the psychiatrist and the medical professional and the patient. How are you going to get that information? That's a problem. Now they're talking about raising the age to purchase a gun to 21. Well, in Jersey, you got to be 21 to buy a pack of cigarettes and have a drink, unless you have military ID. So I guess that's not a big reach. But, we got to figure out what an adult is now. Are you an adult at 18 or are you an adult at 21? So that you're going to have to figure out. Maybe somebody smarter than me. Now, the president had a listening session with some of the survivors of the recent serial attack there in high school. And the kid, Cruz, did say he wanted a professional serial school shooter. The president, I don't know if they brainstorm at all. One of his ideas was to arm the teachers. In some parts of the country, they're probably armed already. If you go down to Georgia, Marietta, Georgia, people walking around there, they got the guns in their pickup trucks. They got racks on the back of their pickup trucks. Should we ask our teachers to get involved with running gun battles in the school? I think we ask our teachers to do too much now. They're almost raising kids, making sure the kids are fed. They're a bullying situation. When you and I went to school, they just taught. They didn't worry about us making sure we had breakfast that morning or what was happening after school. They were concerned what happened in school. I think there's a lot of mandates on teachers that we don't need. Arming the teachers, I know that's almost like with the terrorist attacks on the planes. Well, let's arm the pilots. Well, the pilot's got to fly the friggin' plane. I don't know if he can have a running gun battle either. So that's probably not the best response to this. And there's a lot of knee-jerk reaction. Just that we do the knee-jerk reaction and then everything settles down after a couple of weeks until there's another one. There were 18 so far, and I'm doing this, what is today, the 21st of February when I'm doing the show? 22nd of February? And we had 18 of these already. I don't think arming teachers is the right thing. Maybe arm the students. Maybe we have a gun on each desk. And if something happens, you got a desk gun. That's arming teachers is almost the same as saying each kid, there's a gun on your desk. If things jump ugly, use it. Our PC world, like I said, with the Cruz kid, there was a lot of clues. Now they all make sense. Oh, you sit there and say, how the hell did we miss this? He was on YouTube. He had social media posting. His friends, he's got pictures with the guns. Oh, now, 2020 hindsight, yeah. Right. How do we sift through all this information, all these clues, and can we legally do it? We can't do surveillance. We can't profile. We can't have law enforcement hanging out in a mosque or a church or some civic club with the sole purpose to keep an eye on things, to gather information. We don't do that anymore because of our politically correct world. We have to guard against copycats. Now, a lot of schools in Mawa, they're hiring armed guards for the hallways of the school. We are converting our schools into lockdown prisons. So what should be the most enjoyable time of a kid's life isn't anymore because he's in a lockdown, acting like a nut in the hallway, a goofy kid. That's not going to work anymore because you're going to have armed guards there. Think about that. Think about when you went to school. You were able to cut classes, leave school, come into school, back and forth. You wanted to play hooky, you could. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. I don't know what the solution is. And there is a lot of kids killing kids in these school shootings. Somehow we have to pick up on the clues and try to prevent this as best as possible. But we have those pesky amendments and Constitution and civil rights that get in the way. We just can't go and incarcerate somebody for texting that I'd like to shoot my teacher. You are freedom of speech, and unless it's a direct threat, you can't do anything here. You can go and talk to the person, but he's saying, "Oh, I was just talking." I don't know how we do this. And like I said, maybe right now we move it up to 21, the age to buy guns. I'm not sure why kids are killing kids. I'm not sure why these kids are arming themselves and going back to school. I'm not sure having armed guards in the schools, in the high schools. Now listen, you're going to put them in the grammar schools, the middle schools, the daycares? Where do you draw the line on that? Somehow, we have to try to balance between a Second Amendment right, your civil rights, and the safety of these kids. But I don't know if we should be concentrating on the weapon or the person. And that's the question here. And that's something somebody smarter than me is going to have to figure out. But one of the things my guys here just said, why don't we invite a psychologist on the show, and maybe we can get some insight as to why these kids are killing kids and going back to school to do it. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Introducing the MyJCMC app, powered by Practice Unite. The free MyJCMC app puts the power of healthcare at your fingertips. Go to the concierge for access to referrals, scheduling, and appointments, see emergency room wait times, and get directions to Jersey City Medical Center health locations. Read the latest JCMC news through their social media feed, find a doctor, and more. The MyJCMC app. We belong to you.
It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. Pat O'Melia here, you concerned Hudson County resident. And if you have any questions, you have some observation, you want to post it on YouTube, on Twitter or Facebook, please do. We'll put it up on the screen. The Jersey City MUA, that is the Jersey City Water and Sewage Department. At one time, we used to have our own water department until Brett Schindler needed to plug a budget hole. And then he basically privatized the water department, made it an autonomous agency, so he can bond and get money to balance the budget. So the MUA has been an autonomous agency, I guess, at least around 20 years now, maybe more than that. And there was a scathing report that was just issued concerning mismanagement, really. Mismanagement as it occurs to the Jersey City taxpayers, the people who are paying the water bills and sewage bills. The MUA has been sitting on surpluses. Right now, I think it's around $12.5 million. Some talk about $30 million. I know the MUA in the last few years gave Jersey City about $30 million. That, if you're sitting on those kind of surplus, I don't know what a needed surplus is with the MUA. If there is a catastrophic failure of the sewer systems, or the water system, it probably costs millions of dollars to fix. So I'm sure you have to have some sort of a surplus. Do you need 30, 40 million? I don't know. But something I'll endeavor to look into what they need as a surplus. But I know they were sitting on a pretty good surplus, and then Mayor Fulop took that surplus. A couple of things I want to get out front first. They've had recently a management change there. Dan Beck, who was the former director of the Jersey City MUA, recently retired. Jeremy Farrell, who is presently our corp counsel for Jersey City, was acting director. Now he's going to be the full-time director. I have full confidence in Jeremy being able to run this department. As soon as he gets his feet on the ground, Jeremy's a smart kid. He'll figure out what needs to be done, and I'm sure he's going to do what needs to be done for the residents and the property owners and the taxpayers and the ratepayers of Jersey City. The former director, as this report states, and it's from a watchdog agency, gave himself some raises, took care of his vacation and unused sick time. That should all have been approved by commissioners, but I'll get to the commissioners as I go on. I want to see what Jeremy does when he becomes full-time there. Now, he's a smart kid. He probably already knows what he needs to do from his limited time as the acting director there. I know he'll do the right thing. What I would like to see Jeremy do immediately is freeze any rate increases until we can determine exactly what that surplus is and how much of a surplus is needed. Because at one point, should the city be making a profit? Well, you know, profits are made because Suez Water is running our water department, and they're making profits every year. But I'm going to get into Suez a little more. Until we can find out, and Jeremy will figure this out, go over the books, and he's got probably one of the best financial brains working at the MUA, a guy I used to work with at the Jersey City Parking Authority in my short time there. Can go over those books, and you're going to have to free up and have some transparency going on at the MUA. I'd like to see Jeremy delay any new contract with Suez Water. If there has to be a contract, then do it short term. Because one of the things we should do in Jersey City, and I would suggest this for other communities, is take back your water department. You ran it forever. You still see the remnants of the Jersey City Water Department on manhole covers. If United Water Suez can make money on managing our water, then we can do it too. And we don't need to make a profit. We just need to do a better job. Instead of Suez making profit, we can put that profit that Suez is making into the system, into the water, into the sewer system, and upgrade. Now, I know the MUA in the last 6 to 8 months, I think that's during Jeremy's time there as the acting director, has been doing a lot of sewer programs. We should take back our own water department. And I know, talking to various mayors, oh, it's just a pain to run. No kidding. Every job is a pain. Everything is a management pain. It's so easy to farm something out. And that's one of the problems a lot of municipalities are doing. But now that it's getting so damn expensive, like Jersey City's looking at a $600 million budget, well, you know what? You got to start looking at doing things in-house. We used to run that water department, and we did a good job. Like I said, if United Water Sewers can make a profit on it, we can use the profit they're making to reinvest in our system. Same thing with our DPW department. You know, we farm out paving projects, $9, $10, $11 million a year. We can keep that money in-house. We can put people to work, and we can do that same job. We used to do it. Our DPW people were, you know, respected. We used to have a DPW. You needed something done, they did it. You needed a repair in City Hall or in a school or in a city-owned building or a senior building, DPW did. We don't have that talent anymore. That we need to get back to. John Folk, he is the finance administrator there, director, whatever his title. One of the smartest guys in the room. Free up John. Let John be able to come out and just say, this is where our financial situation is. This is what we need to do. John is the smartest guy in the room. No matter how many people are in that room, John's going to be one of the smartest ones there. The commissioner board. The commissioner board, I don't think Dan Beck did anything without the commissioners knowing. I think the commissioners had to be complicit with a lot of what happened there at the MUA, from the surpluses to the rate hikes. I remember going to the commissioner meetings and speaking before them over rate hikes. And they said, well, we're going to do it over 10 years, 4% increase every 10 years. And I was actually at a meeting down here one time where they wanted to increase it from 4 to 6% or something like that. And the reason was the drop in water usage because people were conserving. I remember Earl Morgan and I were covering that. So, you want to save money, go waste water, because people were saving. They wanted to raise the rates. I think you need a whole new group of commissioners. I think you need a new set of eyes. You're going to have an aggressive, young, smart director there in Jeremy. You got the smartest guy in the room in John Folk. You just need to build out from there. The commissioners, they should all offer their resignation and let Jeremy pick the commissioners that he thinks share the same vision and share the vision of the city of Jersey City, its property owners, its residents, and its ratepayers. And I think we got the right guy doing that when Jeremy becomes full-time. As soon as they find a new corp counsel, he'll step in full-time. And I think after this report, they might be pushing Jeremy down there a little quicker. Say, go ahead, Jeremy. We'll figure out the legalities. You straighten out that mess. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You watching the Hudson County Show? We'll be right back.
Meineke Car Care, conveniently located at 700 Tunnelly Avenue, Jersey City, half a mile north of County Road. Meineke bumper-to-bumper car care. Brakes, exhaust, oil change, wheel alignments, batteries, CV joints, and so much more. First-rate service at a price you can afford. All major cards accepted. Apply for a Meineke card. Meineke, Jersey City. Stop by and let Sammy check your brakes for free.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers a quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport, live like you want.
We're back. Yeah, I noticed. Doing the Jersey City show and the Tom's River. I host 3 shows. Hudson County, Jersey City, and the Tom's River show. I noticed that every time I come back, I'm always fixing my collar and my lapel and my watch. It's like these weird mannerisms that I've been doing forever. I just started noticing them recently. I got a 4th show coming up. As we get warmer, we got the Shore Show coming up. And that is filmed on the boardwalk in Seaside Heights. So I'll be doing 4 shows. And we're actually kicking around the ideas of new shows, dropping some shows, creating some new ones. You know, our streaming capabilities now with our platform with live stream changes how we can operate. We can go statewide, we can go countrywide, you know, we're not limited anymore like from the cable regions. So there's new shows. We wanted to come with some new shows after our last break, but it just didn't work out. We wanted to do a first responder show, and I had a medical show I was interested in. But now I'm setting my sights. These shows could pop up, so you know, but there's still parts of the Icon set that we were assembling here to do Icons, a documentary on movers and shakers. But what do you say we do some news? Well, we're here to do the Hudson County Show, and let's do it. Don't forget, we're doing this live stream, YouTube, Facebook, Comcast 190. Our man, Phil Murphy, is busy being the new governor of New Jersey. And one of his tent poles of his campaign was New Jersey Transit and marijuana. Interesting, you know, transportation and pot, putting them together. One of the problems with pot, we're not sure how we can detect if someone's smoking pot and driving. Maybe you don't want the pot and New Jersey Transit together. But what he's trying to do is make the commute on New Jersey Transit tolerable. Now, I've never taken New Jersey Transit. I'm a Jersey City guy. I drive. We drive everywhere. Got to go to the corner store. You got the paper? We drive down there. Yeah, I could probably count on these 2 hands how many times I took the path. We're driving people. But he's trying to make the commute for everybody in the state of New Jersey better. He's put 20 cars back on the rails, passenger cars, that were offline for upgrades to the positive track control, so the trains can take the curves better, and you know the engineers going too fast, it would slow it up. New Jersey Transit's woefully behind on that, so these 20 trains were just sitting there. And he leased 20 more trains. So that's got to be a big help. I don't know how much bigger you can make the trains themselves, how many more cars you can add, because the platforms are only so big. He's reviewing the inventory to keep the engines and the passenger cars on the tracks. You know, if you got a problem with the locomotive or the engine, and you can't get the part, that thing's sitting on a sidetrack somewhere. So he needs parts, and there's just too much of the just-in-time inventory. Now, what is just-in-time? Instead of having inventory sitting on a shelf that you paid for, you really want like one item on that shelf. When you use that, another item immediately appears from the supplier. It's just-in-time inventory. You see supermarkets are doing that now. Yeah, you used to have a lot of stock in the back of the supermarket. Toy stores do that now. You know, you used to see, if you didn't see it on the shelf, when I used to work at Toys R Us, who are closing more stores now, Toys R Us, I was Mr. Nintendo there. People would come up and said, do you have any in the back? And I would go in the back and look, because we usually did. Just-in-time inventory is not in time. So he's dealing with the vendors for them to stock more parts. But remember, the vendor's laying out money to having those parts sit on the shelf, and who knows how long that part's going to sit on the shelf. One of the things they need to concentrate on is preventive maintenance parts, parts that you're going to use on a regular basis that really aren't going to collect dust on the shelf. He needs to add mechanics, because if you're farming out repairs, you lose control of the turnaround time for that equipment. And New Jersey Transit's crews are woefully depleted now. As guys moved on, retirement, death, whatever the case, there weren't young guys coming up behind them. There wasn't the vets teaching the trainees. We kind of lost that because of dollars and cents. Governor Murphy's got to look at the total funding of New Jersey Transit as it relates to its operations. A lot of the operation New Jersey Transit runs swims in red ink. Bus routes that shouldn't be running because there aren't enough passengers. But politicians would go to New Jersey Transit after the private sector abandoned a route for lack of ridership. So, oh, you got to do this. You know, it's my constituents. And New Jersey Transit's like, we need these guys to approve budgets. So they would do that. The light rail swims in red ink. But there's an interesting thing with the light rail. Wherever the light rail goes, there's a song like this, wherever something goes, things bloom. Wherever Rebecca, I'm trying to think of the girl's name, wherever Rosemary went, wherever the light rail goes, development sprouts up alongside of it. Now, we're looking in Jersey City to extend the light rail across Route 440 to the old Roosevelt Stadium site, Great Eastern, the Roosevelt Drive-In, which is now the Honeywell project. You know, they cleaned up the area. Now they're going to start building. There's lots of money to bring the light rail across 440. They're looking to move the light rail into Bergen County. It is the Hudson-Bergen light rail. Closest ever got to Bergen was North Bergen. All that costs money. And as the light rail expands, development goes up. It's almost like a monopoly. Houses and high-rises appear alongside the track. Well, if developers can make money on the light rail that is swimming in red ink, and they got a bond for that, what the state and Phil Murphy needs to do is say, well, you know, we're planting the seeds here for the light rail, and development just spurs up. It's called value capture financing. 75% of the tax revenue from those new developments go towards the bond payment. Right now, you're paying the bond payment. Because New Jersey Transit swims in red ink, it's underwritten by the state of New Jersey, and you underwrite the state of New Jersey. 75% of that new revenue goes towards New Jersey Transit to pay down the bonds for the light rail or whatever, a train transportation hub, whatever the case is, a bus station, until that bond is paid off. We got to figure out a way that the developers fork over money to New Jersey Transit to help pay down the bonds. Because you take Newport, where everybody will tell you, well, you know what made Newport? The light rail. Well, we made billionaires out of people in Jersey City because of that light rail then. But they didn't pay any money towards that light rail. So we've got to figure out how to get money from the developers themselves. They're developing along that light rail route, and they're going to make money, making buku bucks. And municipalities will benefit because they get the new tax revenue. You, on the other hand, are underwriting New Jersey Transit. That swims in red ink. 75% of the tax revenue from the new development to the bonds, and you got to figure out some sort of a fee for those developments that go up alongside of the light rail or that bus station or that train station, whatever the case is, to help pay down those bonds, because you're underwriting routes that are making millionaires out of developers. We're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Pen and Pencil Properties, Jersey City. Shaping the workplace with state-of-the-art office spaces that address your company desires. Building residences that define your home environment, adjacent to all modes of transportation with on-site parking available. The right address, the right lease. Call 201-521-9000 or visit online at penandpencilproperties.com. Pen and Pencil Properties, building Jersey City for everyone.
Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue in Jersey City. Your local collision specialist. Body and fender repair. On-site oven-baked paintwork. Fiberglass repair experts. Custom and classic car restoration. All insurance is welcome. 24-hour towing available. Licensed by the state of New Jersey. Plaza Auto Body, 700 Tunley Avenue, 201-222-3050. Plaza Auto Body, your bumper-to-bumper buddy.
Well, hello. I'm back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. We're talking about ticket enforcement on a light rail. There are a lot of people riding that light rail without tickets. And I know quite a few of them. Talking about projects that need funding, and I'm sure New Jersey Transit's going to be involved with the Gateway Tunnel. Again, now, the Gateway Tunnel is going to open up transportation to New York, and the tunnels now are at least 100-some-odd years old. Every tunnel's 100-some-odd years old. I think the Holland Tunnel was like 1930, Lincoln Tunnel 1934, something like that. So they're getting up in age too. But the train tunnels are even older. The Gateway Tunnel project. Now, if you remember the York Tunnel, one of the reasons Chris Christie, when he became governor his first term, crushed the York Tunnel, canceled it, was the way the deal was put together. New Jersey was holding the bag. Basically, we were holding everything on that. Any budget overages was New Jersey's problem. And as sure as there's death, taxes, and the sun's going to rise, there was going to be huge budget overages on a billions of dollar project. And you, the people of New Jersey, were going to hold it. Not New York. You, New Jersey, was going to hold the bag on that. So Christie said, And then you couldn't get all the parties to agree, like, what are we going to do with the budget overages? Why is Jersey holding the bag? So now nobody wanted to fork over money. Arc Tunnel died. Now the state still owns the land. Still a lot of land the state owns. They're sitting there waiting to figure out what they're going to do with the tunnel. I'm sure a lot of that land, when they get the Gateway Tunnel going, will be utilized for that. Right now I know in Union City, Brian Stack is using all that state land that they grabbed from the School Construction Corp and the Arc Tunnel. Brian's the master of getting free land up there. Well, the Gateway Tunnel project, they're trying to figure out how they're going to fund that. Well, I thought that was part of that gasoline hike we got. Remember, didn't it raise like 30 cents a gallon? One of the things was, the transportation projects, we do this, we'll be able to afford things. Not only did the gasoline tax go up, the price of gasoline went up. So it's pretty high right now. But that was supposed to help fund the Gateway project. And was supposed to help fund, a transportation project and pave roads and fix highways and bridges and all that. That's if people buy the fuel. I was going to say, a lot of the truckers come through New Jersey. They're fueling up in Pennsylvania. They're not going to fuel up in New York. They're more expensive. But, we're kind of a transient state. There's a lot of transportation goes through here that is literally just going through here. The feds say they'll pay part of the Gateway Tunnel. The states need to pay part of the Gateway Tunnel. Maybe New York City pays part of the Gateway Tunnel. They have a problem paying the MTA over there. Tolls will pay part of the Gateway Tunnel. The fuel tax hike was supposed to pay part of this. There was some misconception that the feds were going to foot the bill for the Gateway Tunnel. I don't think the feds, outside of the days of the WPA program and the under Eisenhower, the interstate program in the late 50s, that the feds funded everything. Now there's a partnership. Like the Viaduct in Hoboken, there was a partnership there between federal grants, transportation grants, the county, everybody got together. That's what you need to do with the Gateway Tunnel. This is billions and billions of dollars. that are going to be utilized to build this tunnel. Now, is it going to help me and you in Hudson County? I doubt that. It's going to get people from other parts of the country and other parts of the state into New York City. So probably New York should be paying the bulk of this. But yeah, it's going to be one of those 50-50 deals. So here's what should happen. The feds are going to pay, 25%. And if you can't get President Trump on board for the Gateway Tunnel, a guy from New York, then I don't know who you can. But one of the problems you have is horse trading, political horse trading. The Dems can't deal with the Republicans. Republicans can't deal with the Dems. They're constantly, the campaign is still there. Once the friggin' campaign's over, it's the work of the people. Now, somehow, you got to get the people in the room, from the states, the feds, the county, the municipalities, the Republicans and the Democrats, and figure out how the hell are we going to fund this thing. All right, get 25% from the feds. You get 25% from New Jersey and New York. You get, another 25 from New Jersey Transit or Port Authority, whatever other friggin' authorities are around there. Now, Port Authority seems to make pretty good money, so they should probably be involved heavily in this project. But very like I said with DPW, where at one time that was a prestigious group down at DPW, from fire engine repairs to carpenters to plumbers. The Port Authority was the go-to agency at one time, but they fell into the political hackness. They were the guys, World Trade Center, the Twin Towers. They sought the Port Authority out because they knew they had the talent to do this. I'm not sure they have that talent now. But if you want to build this Gateway Tunnel, everybody has to work together. You got to stop the sniping and the snarkiness between the Dems and the Republicans, whether it be in Washington, whether it be in Jersey, whether it be in New York, whether it be in the local levels. It's the same BS. It's a sunny day. No, it's nighttime. Come on, guys. We need to get the tunnel project going. And listen, if we get it going today, it's going to take like friggin' 8 years to get it done. So it needs to get done today. If we're going to get this approved, we got the president that we can easily convince to help as much as possible. The guy's from New York. He understands this. He understands New York, New Jersey. Now, this Gateway project, it's been sitting around for years. Now, Obama could have pulled the trigger on this, but it was the funding. It's always the funding. Again, it would be Republican states against the feds. Who's paying for this? Nobody wants to pay for that. It's like the MTA is it's crippled over there in New York. They can't figure out who's paying for what. You need to do some horse trading. Everybody's got to work together if you want to alleviate transportation issues. I don't even know what happened to the freight tunnel. We were going to have a freight tunnel. Maybe that's going to be part of the Gateway Tunnel. The tunnels going under the Hudson into New York, the young ones are the Lincoln and the Holland and the Lincoln. I think they're about 80-some-odd years old, going to 90. The train tunnels, they are a lot older. You look at the path. I've never heard of any work being done on the tubes, and that's what the path is, the tubes. If you're a certain age, you remember when they were called the tubes before it was the path. Became the path during the Twin Towers. Jersey horse trading was going on. Jersey said, listen, we got the path, the tubes, it's a problem. Port Authority took over the tubes, became the path. We got the path center on Journal Square, which completely killed Journal Square, so it wasn't the best horse trading there, but Jersey got something. New York got the Twin Towers. Everybody worked together. But, the tubes that the path goes through, I think they're pretty old, too. I have yet to hear anything about any upgrades on those or replacing those tubes. Nothing will ever get done unless the Dems and the Republicans and the feds and the states and the municipalities can sit down and figure it out. And you know what? We can figure it out. But it's got to be some cooperation. You can't keep throwing rocks at each other as if the campaigns never end. That's why there's so much dysfunction. All right, we're going to break for commercial. You're watching the Hudson County Show. I'll be right back.
Rama Jewelers, located in the Lyndhurst Shopping Center at 413 Valley Brook Avenue, Lyndhurst. Come for all your jeweler needs at Rama Jewelers, where you will find a fine selection of necklaces, earrings, rings, and bracelets. Choose from one of our complete sets, our many signature items, or find the perfect engagement ring. Come on down. That's Rama Jewelers at 413 Valley Brook Ave, Lyndhurst. Call 201-939-5784 or visit us online today.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net.
We're back. You're watching the Hudson County Show. Last segment, we're going to do the Hudson County Power List of powerful politicians. The mayor of Hoboken gets a break for this week. Rave, over there, taking his second job as a full-time mayor. For that matter, we were going to bring on DeFusco, Mike DeFusco, who's the councilman there in Hoboken, talking about the runoff veto. But then we got all involved in the school shooting. So I'll reach out for Mike again. We'll see if we can get him on either for Tuesday's Jersey City show or do the interview and play it on Thursday's Hudson County show next week because there's a runoff issue in Jersey City. Hudson County Power List. Who are the most powerful politicians in Hudson County? Well, I'll give you my 10. My first one, the king of North Bergen, Nicholas Sacco. The guy knows how to work both sides of the aisle. He knows how to get things done. Actually, if you want to get the Arc Tunnel, the Gateway Tunnel, you're going to need Saccos. You need more than just Nick, but you're going to have to deal with people who can figure out how to get it done. You know, number one, number two, put number two guy up there too. It's Brian, the deity from Union City. These two guys know how to get things done with limited resources. It amazes me when you look at North Bergen and Union City, and I'm coming from Jersey City, where it was almost a $600 million budget, how the streets, why don't they have potholes in North Bergen? It's the same friggin' streets, basically, as I have in Jersey City. There's no potholes. There's no potholes in Union City. When you go to North Bergen and Union City, the curbs are painted, the crosswalks are painted, the garbage cans are empty. This guy, Stack's, got people emptying the garbage cans on Easter Sunday. That's why these two, Nicholas Sacco and Brian Stack, will be the mayors of their towns for as long as they want. But, you know, they're both state senators. And it's perfect that they are, and we send these guys to Trenton because they understand what it's like to put together a budget and have to make tough decisions. A lot of people in Trenton have never put a budget together. They have never run a municipality. They have never had to say, I got to pay my cops. How am I going to get my police force? I got to get streets paved. These guys know what it's like to manage a city. So when they're down there working on the state budget, believe me, Sacco and Stack, they have personal insights into this from running their own cities. Glenn D. Cunningham, the former mayor of Jersey City, rest his soul, he became a state senator. One of the things he became a state senator for was to help Jersey City even more. But he was able to go to Trenton with the knowledge that he gathered from managing the city of Jersey City and its budget to make Trenton more efficient. And he got a little more money for Jersey City. Joe Doria, the long-time assemblyman, 22, 24 years as assembly, and then a short time as state senator, Joe had a friggin' key to the vault in Trenton. He would get grant monies. I don't think that they don't pay for anything. He would always find grant monies. Those two guys are 1 and 1A. Nicholas Sacco, Brian Stack. Number 3, with a bullet, is Big Bob Menendez. Robert is back. He is free. He is free at last. The feds dropped all the charges. If you watched our shows, if Robert Menendez was guilty of anything, was maybe bad bookkeeping, or just having a good friend. But again, as I said before, if Bob's guilty of anything, it's bad bookkeeping. He didn't list an a ride or a plane ride, whatever. Menendez wouldn't take a dime that wasn't his. And he is a guy that went through a lot of the corruption that happened in Union City. He's seen this. He's seen what happened up there. So he's seen careers and families torn apart from that. You think Bob was going to take something that wasn't his? No. So Bob is free. Maybe next year Bob is number 1. But like I said, like I say in the record business, he's number 3 with a bullet. Because Bob is coming. Number 4, my buddy in Jersey City. The young buck, Steve Fulop. You know, they were talking about Steve. Well, he didn't run for governor, with maybe a congressional seat. I tell you, let him concentrate on Jersey City. I think he's running for a third term. I was just at a fundraiser. It was full-up re-election 2021. So I guess he's going to run for a third term. You know, Fulop can wait 20 years and still be the young guy. So he's got a lot of time on his hand. He's going to be involved in Hudson County for a long time. So I'll let him concentrate on Jersey City. He doesn't have to look at Trenton. I think Murphy's going to do, unless he goes tax crazy and does a bad job like Florio or McGreevy or Corzine, I think Murphy's going to do well. But he's not going to be one and done. Number 4. Was that number 4? What do we got here? No, this is number 5 now, right? Tommy DeGeese, where is he? No, O'Day. That's right. Okay, you're right. Billy O'Day. Confidant of Mayor Fulop. A guy that has been a freeholder. I think he's in there around 24 years. A person who knows the ins and outs of county government and is the legend in West Side, in the Marion section. He manages to swim through all the politics. Whether he's with the HCDO or he's outside the HCDO, O'Day understands politics and he understands constituents. There's a reason this guy has been around as long as he has been, and he drills down into his constituency base. He gives the services, which is one of the reasons you got 1 and 1A, Sacco and Stack. You want to talk about constituent services, these guys wrote the book. Let's see Tommy. There he is, Tommy DeGeese, the county exec, who is running for re-election. The guy has done a damn good job. I think he's been a county exec since around 2002, 2003, beat Bernie Harton at that time. He has saved the county of Hudson a ton of money. And he gets blamed for the county taxes, but that's that formula. Tommy has gotten the county out of rented buildings and leased buildings into owned buildings. He is killing Jersey City by putting so many county buildings and departments in Jersey City, and it ruins the rateables. But from a county standpoint, Tommy DeGeese is doing the right job. He is doing the job of county government and as efficiently as possible. The boss lady, Sandy Cunningham. You know, one of these days she's going to flap those wings and really express her political opinions. She has turned out to be a political dynamo in Hudson County and Trenton. Very tight with Murphy. She was tight with Chris Christie. She's one of those people who know how to work both sides. Richie Turner, King Richard from Weehawken. You want to talk about another guy who knows how to swim between the currents. Richie Turner runs a great city, well-maintained. He's right behind Sacco and Stack as far as keeping his municipality clean. Will be the mayor of Weehawken as long as he wants. We got Vinny. Vinny, there he is. No, Anthony Venieri, excuse me. I'm jumping it. Anthony Venieri, right hand of Nick Sacco. This guy, he's been around a long time, but on the county level, he is up and coming. And last but not least, Assemblyman Vinny Pietro. He's going over to the New Jersey Sports and Exposition Authority as the chairman there. I'm sure he would do a good job. Did a good job as the assemblyman and as Speaker of the Assembly down there. He stood up for the people of New Jersey, which is all you can ask your elected officials to do. We're out of time. You be good. You be safe. I'll talk to you Tuesday on the Jersey City Show. Good night.
Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights. Your